So you can't hide. And isolation is the wrong thing for Muslims today. We need to come out of ourselves. We need to come out to the world, come to the masjid, shoulder to shoulder with other people. So isolation does not work. Other Muslims tried not assimilation, not isolation, they tried confrontation, desperate confrontation. They confronted the non-Muslims in a desperate fashion, and they brought it even out of wartime zone into peacetime zone. And they caused confusion in our community. But they cannot separate a wartime situation from a peacetime situation. Their confrontation is so desperate, it does not have the wisdom of the Prophet Muhammad. So desperate confrontation also is not going to work. And we can see the condition of Muslims today, what is happening in our country, with desperate confrontation going on, and no thought, no shura, no wisdom behind some of the moves that people are making. And so what is needed today is not assimilation, not isolation, not desperate confrontation. Today we need Islamic revival. We need to revive Islam within us. Because this is the way that Islam has always remained at the top, although it will go down for a period of time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful to us that we can revive Islam within ourselves, within our communities. We have the Quran, we have the Sunnah. We cry for Islamic state. We cry for Islamic economics. We cry for Islamic society. But Allah says, Inna Allah la yubayinu ma biqawmin hatta yubayinu ma bi. Allah will not change the condition of a people till they change that which is in themselves. No change. Inside the internal Muslim, what is inside of my heart? How do I relate to other people? We have too much pride. There's too much pride among us. And it comes out in many ways. Tribal pride, proud of our color, proud of our language, proud of our material things, proud of our family. And this pride becomes arrogant and even divides Muslims one against another. The essence of the struggle, the essence of revival starts within the self. And the Prophet said, there is a lump of flesh. If it is correct and sound, the whole body is sound. If it is corrupted, the whole body is corrupted, and that is al-qalb. It is the heart. That is the essence of the believer. And that is what we need to change. For a long time, when we taught our madrasa, we taught ibadah, how to pray, how to fast. And this is important. This is the basis of our religion. So there's something else called muamalat, interpersonal relationships, character. We need to ask the question, why do we pray? Why do you give zakat? Why do you fast? We need to take our Islam to another stage, another level, because the struggle is coming at us in a way it has never appeared before in the previous generation. It has never appeared like this. Where people are inside of our ranks, where television tubes are inside of our homes and teaching our children sometimes more than we teach them ourselves. So the struggle will require a special emphasis, an emphasis amongst the Muslims. And I want to leave with you a few points, which we have studied for a long period of time, that the leadership, that the younger generation especially, need to develop in order to bring us out of this confusion we are in today. Because it's not about knowledge. It's not about money. We have money, we have wealth, we have our country's strategic position, we have numbers, we have all of this. But that direction, that leadership is needed. In different points in history, the leaders of Islam did not come out of nothing. If you go back and look at the history of Islam, you look at Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, rahimahullah. Salah ad-Din had a teacher, Nur ad-Din Bengi. He had ulama who taught him. And he grew up in the spirit of resistance and fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had the natural ability, but he had a murshid. He had guidance to give him direction. A famous leader, Muhammad al-Fatih of the Ottoman Empire, the great Turkish leader who opened up Istanbul. He opened up Constantinople. It is reported that from when he was about 12 years old, his teacher used to say to him, "You will open up Constantinople. You will do this." Every day he heard this, until it became his mission in life. So he was given the guidance for his direction for the leadership. Our leadership today requires a special type of approach that we need to review now, that we want to put ourselves. And it's difficult sometimes because our Islam in many cases is something we inherited from our family or something from our culture. But now we are under test because digital technology is reaching our children in a way we never thought would happen. And there's a one-world system that they are all following. Number one, for the Muslim leadership in the 21st century, we need to increase our taqwa, the consciousness of Allah, in a practical way, and need to develop this within our younger generation, that they can understand what Salatul Istikhara is, asking Allah to help them make decisions, to see the hand of Allah in their lives, to read the signs in society. And this taqwa al-khawf al-raja is critical for us in this world today. Number two, proper knowledge of Islam. And this proper knowledge of Islam should be based upon authentic sources. So this means it is not enough for the imam or the leader to study. Everybody needs to study. Everybody needs to learn something from classical Arabic language. Learn to go into your hadith. Learn to go into tafsir. Learn the usul, the foundations of the faith. This is something that needs to be spread around as a general means, general understanding in the community, and then the ulama will be specialized. But we cannot have a situation where the scholar, he knows all of the faith, and the community knows nothing. That time is gone. Knowledge has to be widespread, not only just male, but also female. Because many of the young sisters we have found out are the best students in the madrasa, in many cases are not the boys, it's the girls. So knowledge has to be spread out in our community, but it should be authentic knowledge, which takes into consideration the great work of the imams and the mujtahideen and all the great leaders of Islam. Number three, we need to pray to Allah Azza wa Jalla for hikmah, wisdom, putting things in the proper perspective. It's a simple thing. In Arabic they say, "Wajr shay bi ma'ali," putting things in the proper place. When the baby is young, they want to give the baby a psychological test, and they say there's a square and a circle and a triangle. Take the square peg and put it in one. If the baby puts the square in the circle, his mind is not developed. If he puts the square into the square, as they say, now the mind has developed. That's what wisdom is. And what that means in leadership is just to make the right decisions with the right perspective. It's not the amount of hadith we memorize anymore. It's not memorizing the Quran, stick it in your head, and you don't know what it means. Now, it has to be practical knowledge to get us out of the situation we are in today. Number four, proper Islamic character. And emphasis needs to be placed on Islamic character. In the past, in many cases, we put emphasis on the clothes. What type of Islamic clothes do you have? Or the things that you say, your slogan. But now, character. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا رِسْلُ لِمُسَمِّكَ وَكَانَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. I have been sent to complete the best in character. That is the essence of Islam. There's no army